Today on Monkey Life, two golden-cheeked gibbons head off for a new life in France.
Good boy. A couple of little looks into the box and he's in, so yep, all good.
Two stumpy arrivals from Belgium get to meet some of their new housemates, with varying results. And the Capuchins show off their agility to reach a fruity treat. Monkey World in Dorset, buried deep in the English countryside, is the largest sanctuary of its kind on the planet. The team, led by Dr. Alison Cronin, rescue and rehabilitate abused and unwanted primates from all over the world.
I think this one's a little boy, and I think that that one over there might be an older lady.
The park provides a home for more than 250 monkeys and apes from 20 different species. It's 6 in the morning, and today is a momentous day for the team at Monkey World. For the first time ever, two of the park's golden-cheeked gibbons are moving away to start a new life abroad.
Today is the day that we're taking Macaque and Tianang off to France, so we're literally just about to go and start trying to get them into the boxes that they're going to be travelling in. We've just got enough light now to make us start. We obviously can't do that really very well in the dark, so obviously it's a bit of a nerve-wracking sort of moment, but hopefully everything will go smoothly in the next hour or so, and we should be ready to get them into the vehicle and away.
The two gibbons, who have never met before, are going to be paired up when they reach their new home. The hope is they will bond and one day start their own family group.
Tianang, come here, sweetie.
But first, the team have to crate them up in separate travelling boxes. Young female Tianang has never been away from her parents before, but the team are hopeful she'll cooperate.
Come on then. Go, go, go. Excellent, good job. Oh, good girl, Tianang. Good girl, sweetie. Oh, you got a big adventure to go today. Yep, Tianang's in the box. They weren't very happy about this early start this morning, so the routine that we normally do didn't quite go quite as smoothly as it should have, and we had to bring her out a different way, but she's in the box. She's not too stressed right at the moment, so that's number one. Go and get the second one in a minute. Yep.
With Tianang safely boxed and ready to go, she's transported to the top of the park to wait for her future partner, Macaque, to join her.
Macaque! Come here, buddy. Come on, Macaque.
While Cat tries to tempt Macaque into his box, the team makes sure that Tianang has plenty of fluid and food on board for the journey. Macaque has been in the boxes before, but is still nervous, although it doesn't take Cat too long to get him ready. It's really important that the pair are as calm as possible for the long journey ahead, and so far, it's looking positive.
Good boy. Macaque was a little bit freaked out when he saw the box when he first came out into the tunnel, so he was a little reluctant. Took him a few minutes to actually come in, and then a couple of little looks into the box and he's in, so yep, all good. Now we just got to focus on the trip and worry about the emotional side of it later.
So it's bon voyage from Monkey World to Tianang and Macaque as they set off with Cat on their 11-hour journey across the Channel and on to northern France. As two primates leave the park, another pair who arrived some while ago, stump-tailed macaques Freddy and Toto, have been getting to know each other. Initially, the two males lived next door to give them time to bond. After a successful full introduction, they moved in together and have been getting along fine. The two boys live in the same house as the 8 other resident stumpies, but so far have only had visual and vocal interactions with them. They're yet to meet without the safety of the wire mesh. But today, all that is about to change, and the team are a little nervous.
Stumpy intros are notoriously difficult. They have a very strict hierarchy. and they have to try and fit, new animals have to try and fit into that hierarchy. They're quite grumpy animals, so yeah, we expect quite a tense intro, and we're all going to be on guard to make sure that if we need to split the animals, we can. We'll have fire extinguishers at the ready, which will just be there for a shock value, just CO2 fire extinguishers to use. And then obviously we've got lots of different rooms so we can shut slides very quickly to separate animals if we need to.
To keep the introductions as stress-free and as calm as possible, they've decided to let the two big males meet first. They are Sam, who's the current leader, and the impressive-looking new arrival, Toto. The rest of the established group are kept outside in the sunshine, while Freddie remains on his own in the smaller enclosure.
Yeah.
This is a tense time. Stumpies can be quite aggressive. The park's elderly bunch don't have good teeth, but they can still bite and inflict injury if they clash.
Okay, here we go.
The team aren't taking any chances. Straight away, both males head across to check each other out.
Boy, Sammy.
Toto cuts an impressive figure, and it's Sam who submits first. He's not known for being over-aggressive, and without the backup of the rest of his group, allows Toto to come out on top. At least for now. The initial intro has passed without incident, and the two males separate.
Good boys.
They've shown no real aggression, so it's decided to add Freddie to the mix. He seems to have an older and wiser head on his shoulders, greeting Sam with a few lip smacks, keeping everything low-key and showing good stumpy etiquette.
Freddie is perfect. He's just seems to know exactly what to do. He's quite calm. He doesn't seem to get particularly agitated very easily. He's just a really nice macaque who completely understands macaque behaviour.
The team now have to decide whether to call it a day or bring in a few of the resident female macaques to see how the two new boys react to their company.
I don't know whether the longer we leave it, the more agitated he's going to get, which is going to react, is going to cause problems, isn't it?
What do you reckon, Jeremy?
If we're going to do that, we need to do it right now.
Sam is looking nervous, but might relax if joined by some of his girls.
Okay.
But the introduction of dominant female Kelly and Noreen causes the first signs of upheaval. While Freddie once again shows good stumpy etiquette as Kelly submits to him, Toto's at a bit of a loss. And when Sam tries to show him who's boss and bites his foot, he lashes out. It's the first time the team have had to intervene, and despite Sam offering a hand of friendship, Toto is stressed and nervous. His initial behaviour when introduced just to Sam may have been just bluff and bravado.
He's going to be the one we need to keep a watch over now. He obviously comes in, looks very impressive, looks big and looks strong, but the other guys then realise that actually he's a bit like Marshmallow Man. He doesn't really know what he's doing, and he doesn't really know how to behave or how to be a dominant male. So in time, that could mean that they could gang up on him a little bit, but we just need to make sure we keep a very close eye on him, making sure he is still getting interactions.
Toto's seen enough for one day. He decides to seek refuge outside in one of the tunnels, while Freddie makes the most of all these new friends. Over the next few days, Alison, Jeremy and the team will decide when the two new Belgian Stumpies should meet the rest of the group. At the Capuchin complex, Franco's group are about to get a juicy treat. Primate carekeeper Jill is putting fresh clementines all around the enclosure. Some are still whole and others cut in half. To test the monkey's agility, coordination and intelligence, some are even going into the pond. If they want this fruit, they're going to have to work just that little bit harder for it.
Capuchins are renowned for their problem solving. They're really, really clever. So we're hoping they're going to be using their tails a little bit to obviously hang off of the hosing and reach down to be able to get the oranges out of the water. There's a chance that a couple may use sticks as well. We have one or two that are renowned for their cleverness, Fabian being one, so he may surprise us.
The group is made up of most of the park's Capuchin youngsters, all of whom came from a laboratory in Chile in 2008. There's plenty of fruit to go round, and each Capuchin demonstrates their own way of tackling the citrus snack. Lucy's table manners are impeccable. Using her fingers, she carefully peels and removes the skin before separating the segments and popping them into her mouth. Mary's less so. She's straight in there, ripping at the flesh with her teeth. Digit, one of the low rankers, is more bothered whether someone dominant will steal them away before she has a chance to devour any. One thing's for certain, all the Capuchins are enjoying today's delicacy. Some, like Felipe, even have time for some fruity flirting while eating. But it's the clementines in and around the pond that test the Capuchin's core strength and agility. Donnie goes to full stretch to reach one and retrieves it without falling in the water. Felipe holds on with both feet and his strong prehensile tail. Fabian goes one better. His tail is the only anchor point as he manages to grab a fruit with his fingertips. Fiona is being greedy. She's nabbed 3 from the floating bucket, but in her haste, drops one back in the pond. The clementines are a hit. So much so that many of the group spend ages searching for any last scraps that might have been missed. Before settling down in the sun for a nap on a full stomach. Life at the park for the chimps is often a pretty relaxed affair. Their days normally consist of eating, grooming, and generally having fun. But chimps are volatile by nature, and sometimes things can get a little out of hand, resulting in cuts and scrapes. Last week in Hananya's group, female Cookie cut her finger badly, and it's not healing as well as staff had hoped. They want vet John Lewis to have a look at it.
She's caught it a couple of times, so John's just going to try and tidy up the wound, maybe remove the nail, which is sticking out at an angle, just to prevent that finger becoming an issue in the future. We've isolated her, we've let the rest of the group out. She's pretty good when it comes to operative conditioning, so we're confident that she'll take a hand injection, and then John can see what he can do to tidy up the finger.
If Cookie's cut is as bad as staff fear, John may need to perform surgery, so he isn't taking any chances.
It's not really a sedation, this is an anaesthetic, because I need to be able to get hold of the end of that finger, manipulate it and see what the surgical possibilities are. Probably not very many, but it'll be painful.
Cookie is approximately 20 years old. She came to the park in 2004, after the late Jim Cronin, Monkey World's founder, discovered her in a marina in Bodrum, Turkey. She was living on a boat and seemed pretty much to have the run of the vessel. She then moved to a family home in Istanbul, where Jim later rescued her.
Hello, dog. How are you?
Now in Hananya's group, she's fairly low-ranking, but gets on well with most other chimps. Like all of the large primates, she's been trained to accept a needle. Kara successfully administers the anaesthetic.
Good girl.
Once Cookie is down, John can check her over and, if necessary, perform any surgery needed on site in one of the rooms in the chimp house. As soon as Cookie is intubated and the monitors connected, John can take a look at the wound on her finger.
Now then, what have you done?
It's immediately obvious to John what needs to be done.
I'm going to try and remove that bit. The bit that she's almost severed through, because of, at the moment, she's at risk of catching this all the time. And therefore repeating an injury again and again.
It's the best course of action for Cookie, and once healed, won't affect her normal functions.
She will be sore.
John works quickly, but is careful not to cause too much bleeding. Cookie will be returned to her family group as soon as possible, and they don't want the wound to open up again.
Oh, I'm not going to do much with that except cauterize it with potassium permanganate, and that's job done.
That's good, John.
Yeah, I think we're doing all right. And that's not bone.
That's the nail bed, is it?
Well, I think...
Can we get rid of that? Just trim
Let's
it back.
cut it and see what happens.
To make for a cleaner job, John removes the nail bed as well. The procedure has gone well, and luckily, Cookie doesn't need stitches.
Basically, what I've done is I've removed the bit that was dangling, the end of the finger, in other words, and there's a little bit of hemorrhage there, nothing terribly serious, but potassium permanganate, can I have some more, please? Chemically cauterizes the surface, stops the bleeding, kills bacteria. It's amazingly old as a treatment, but it's very effective. And you have to be very practical with chimp wounds. I mean, they are very tough and they heal extremely well. And if you try and put anything fancy on there, or preparations which need reapplying every 12 hours or every day, I need something which works now. That's it.
Lovely job.
While Cookie is still under anaesthetic, John takes the opportunity to perform a general health check. Blood samples are taken to test her liver, kidney and immune system, and John also checks her teeth.
So far, that side's pretty good. She's taken the tip off the upper right canine, but I don't think she's gone into the pole. They look pretty good. She looks in good condition. Care staff are happy with her general behaviour in terms of eating and activity and so on. It's just we have to intervene when bits are hanging off, that's all. Life as a chimp.
Cookie is returned to a back bedroom and given a wake-up drug. She will remain isolated for the next few hours. Once staff are satisfied she's recovered, she can rejoin her Nanya and the group and hopefully carry on with life as normal. Over the years, the RSPCA has contacted the park on a number of occasions to help with primates in need of rescue. Squirrel monkey Charlie was one, and more recently, common marmoset Moon. The team has a great success rate with such new arrivals. Rescued marmosets Milo and Clyde both overcame their bad starts in life and went on to adopt other young new arrivals. Last night, Alison received a phone call from the animal charity asking her to take in a ring-tailed lemur found at a house in Somerset.
Welcome.
Yeah.
RSPCA Inspector John has brought the lemur along to the park. He had been without food for days, and his lemur companion had died. The male is traumatized, and the priority is to get him safe and warm in an inside bedroom of his own. He'll need to be kept isolated, away from the park's other lemurs for the time being, so the team can monitor him and check his health.
There you go.
For now, he's being housed in some spare bedrooms at a Capuchin house.
Hey, little man.
It's a lot for this nervous lemur to take in after all he's been through, but he slowly makes his way out of the crate and into the bedroom. It's going to take time for him to settle into his new surroundings, but he's pretty alert and inquisitive, allowing the team to take a proper look at his physical condition.
You want your teddy? Oh, he's got a very broken tail.
Wow, badly broken tail.
Yeah.
It's just tragic that these, animals are being bounced from pillar to post into people who don't know how to care for them properly, and they always end up neglected and or abused. This lemur's quite frankly lucky to be alive because he's sort of been left in a shed at this place for a few days now. It is a male, so that's a good thing. It means that we can introduce him to our group at Malagasy. So I'm pleased that he's made it, and he looks relatively calm, and other than having a very badly damaged, broken tail, externally, he's looking bright-eyed and pretty good.
For the next few days, the lemur will be kept in this house, whilst he undergoes all the necessary health checks. This will also allow Karen and her team to interact with him and hopefully earn his trust. It won't be easy for him, especially after recently losing his companion, but it's crucial he's given a clean bill of health to allow him to eventually meet and live with others of his own kind.
Primates are social animals. They need to be with others. They don't do well kept on their own. We have had a lot of animals come in, a lot of primates come in, but because they've been kept on their own, have psychological issues. So obviously we don't want to make that any worse for him, but we have a duty of care to our animals as well, and we have to make sure we're not passing disease into our groups. So it will be difficult for him for maybe a week, but we have to protect all our animals. He will just have to stay here, and we will spend more time with him, and hopefully by us spending more time with him, he'll become more confident with us, and we'll hopefully be able to be some support to him before he gets into the ringtail troop.
So it's a lot of change for this lemur, but at least he's now safe with people who understand his needs. All the team can hope for is that once he's settled, they'll be able to introduce him to their other ring-tailed lemurs and give him the life he deserves. Next time on Monkey Life. Could l'amour blossom in France for Golden Cheeks Mikado and Tia Nang?
This is just beautiful. They're really calm, they're really relaxed. I couldn't have asked for a better start.
And Pumpkin the spider monkey finds helping herself to a fruity treat is just plum easy.